what motivated you to study at Mills College?
Well, I wanted to get a master's degree, and when I found out that Darius was going to teach there, I don't remember what I did, whether I wrote them a letter or called them, and they accepted me, which was a big surprise because at that time there were no other men students there, and so I was very happy because I wanted to study with him. That was the reason I went there.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you find out about Darius? Was it the newspaper?
I heard about it somehow. I don't remember now, so long ago, but I heard that he's going to come there from France and teach there. So I don't remember if I wrote a letter to them or called them, but anyway, they accepted me. It was really wonderful.
Okay. What was it like being the first male student at Mills College?
Well, to me, it was great. The funny part there, my first day at school there, I had a French class in the morning. I think it was an 8 o'clock class, and I went into the class, and the girls just barely made it to the 8 o'clock class. They didn't have makeup or anything, and they thought I was a teacher. When I sat down there with them, at first they were so upset, that I was going to be one of the students. But later on, they got to know me, and it was fun. I became like a pal to most of them, and I played the piano for them. It was really a lot of fun. But it was really nice being there with all the famous teachers. And
okay, and what was it like to study with Darius Milhaud?
well, to me, it was wonderful. It was a big thrill. He was such a nice man. Good. And I just couldn't wait to go to class every day. He was just a great teacher, and he was a very friendly man. I remember we became good friends. He was quite a jazz lover, and at that time I was playing in a jazz band at Sweet's Ballroom in Oakland, and every Sunday night there'd be a big name band there, like Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, and especially the black bands. He would come with me. We would go together, and he would sit there for 3-4 hours and listen to the bands. And he just loved jazz. And I remember he came to Ellington. I think he heard Jimmy Lunsford, mostly the black bands. And we became good friends, and I would go visit him at his house with his wife Madeline. And I don't know, it just like being a happy family. He was a great teacher. So,
What was his teaching style like? How were his classes?
He would give us an assignment, like it would be, one time it would be find a good poem that you like and try to write a piece of music to it. And he would just get up in front of the class and he would just write something on the blackboard. And he would, and he wouldn't criticize too much. He would say, now you see how you repeated this note here, but it would be better if you didn't repeat it, or whatever. It was just wonderful criticism. He had not any really style. I mean, I don't think he worked out any idea of teaching this way or that way. We'd have our assignments, and he'd look at them, and then he'd criticize them, saying, again, repeat this note or don't repeat this note. And as a whole, it was we were left on our own a lot. Like I say, and we never went through modern composers too much and say, now try to write more modern or anything. I remember that we did study Palestrina. He was one that wanted you to really know the forms of the old masters, and we would study Bach and Palestrina and people like that. But when it came to assignments, he never said write like Stravinsky or write anything. He just let you write your own style, and then he would criticize it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about some of the other music instructors at Mills, like Jones, Berger, Bartok?
Yeah, well, Bartok I never studied with. He came there when I was there, I think just for a summer class. But Charles Jones and Arthur Berger, I think that was their first year of teaching there. And I don't remember now what I studied. I think I studied orchestration with Charles Jones. He was a really nice man from Canada, and I remember he just got married. And again, I became very good friends with him and his wife, and I would go out and have dinner with him. It was like a family there, just great. And Arthur Berger was a wonderful composer too, and but he loved Stravinsky. I remember he would go through a piece, and then he'd say, "Now you see, bar 32. This is taken from bar 12." He analyzed every bar, and he really loved Stravinsky. He knew note by note almost every piece of Stravinsky, and I don't remember I don't think he was teaching composing. I don't know what the class was. It was more like a history class, you know, or analyzing this and going through music of different composers. I don't remember ever writing anything for him, in other words, an original piece. And then I studied with some woman teacher there, and I can't remember her name. I took music history from her, and she was a good teacher too.
Okay. What about some of your contemporaries at Mills College, like Harrison or Cowell, Cage? What was it like around them?
Well, they were there every day. We'd pass each other, and I talked to Lou Harrison. I was a very young fellow then, about his age, and I didn't know their music too well, but what I heard of it, I thought it was wonderful because I've always loved modern music, and I would go whenever they did a concert or where I knew they were performing. I would go hear it, and I was really amazed at some of the stuff, like with Cowell and with the all the sounds that they had, the percussion sounds and the piano sounds, and it was just wonderful. I got to meet them all, but like I said, I didn't study with them, and I didn't know whether they were students, whether they were teaching there or just giving performances or what. I never knew what they were there almost every day.
Okay, let's see. A little after